They say it was the toughest fight of their journalistic careers.
Today is a day of justice.
Nick Mackenzie, Chris Masters and David Rowe were sued by war veteran Ben Roberts-Smith, who claimed their 2018 reports in 3 newspapers defamed him. He denied allegations of unlawful killings, bullying and domestic violence. Publisher Nine Entertainment mounted a truth defence. A centrepiece allegation in its reporting unfolded in the village of Darwan during a 2012 mission. Mr. Roberts-Smith was accused of kicking an unarmed Afghan farmer over a cliff before he was shot dead. The judge in the civil case found Nine had established the substantial truth of imputations, including that he murdered an unarmed and defenceless Afghan civilian by kicking him off a cliff and procuring the soldiers under his command to shoot him, and broke the moral and legal rules of military engagement and is therefore a criminal. 2 further deaths took place at the Whiskey 108 Taliban compound in 2009. The court found several meanings in the reports were substantially true, including that Mr. Roberts-Smith committed murder by machine gunning a man with a prosthetic leg. The imputation that he later encouraged other soldiers to use the leg as a novelty beer-drinking vessel was also found to be substantially true, along with a claim he bullied a fellow soldier. The publisher alleged there were 6 unlawful killings. However, the court found it had failed to mount a defence in relation to 2 of those deaths. Evidence from Mr. Roberts-Smith's ex-lover, who alleged he punched her in the face in a Canberra hotel room, was not reliable enough to find the assault occurred, but the court found his reputation could not be further damaged.
In light of my conclusions, each proceeding must be dismissed.
For the media company, it represents vindication.
High-quality investigative journalism is vital to a thriving democracy.
I don't want people to think of this as a bad day for Australian soldiers. I think of those soldiers that not only had physical courage but also moral courage.
Ben Roberts-Smith didn't attend court today to see the decision in person. In a statement, his employer, the 7 Network, said he remained on leave, will review the judgment with them, and a decision on his future will be made soon. His lawyers will consider an appeal in a case that's already estimated to cost $25 million. Jamie McKinnell, ABC News, Sydney.
And court reporter Jamie McKinnell is here with me. Jamie, what does all this mean now for Ben Roberts-Smith?
Juanita, it is a devastating loss. The veterans barrister previously described the consequences of this type of finding in the final days of the trial last year. He said it would effectively paint his client as someone guilty of murder and who is violent, permanently tarnishing his name. This was a civil case, which means it had a different standard of proof to criminal prosecutions, and there are no findings of criminality. But it does raise many questions, including around the fate of his Victoria Cross. What will now happen to him and to those soldiers who served with him on these missions? In a statement, the Defence Minister Richard Marles said the case was a civil defamation matter, the Commonwealth was not a party to it, and that it would be inappropriate to comment.